Hello everybody. I want to show you the basics of how we plan to record Derbycon this year. This is a program called Open Broadcaster Software. Essentially what you're going to do for each time that you record a new talk, you'll want to have clicked on Preview Stream. That's going to bring this up. I'm going to switch down to Main Scene. You can just click through those. And what you want to do is either hit Edit Scene and then right click on the title here, or you can just find title and speaker, right click and go to properties. Now I'll have on the desktop file names and speakers and titles. You just have to copy and paste the appropriate one out of there. Make sure you check it to make sure it looks sane. Let's say I copied and pasted that. Well, then you can just Control V it right into there. Then double check to make sure everything's lined up here. You might have to go back in and edit it. That's again right click, properties, and you may have to put some enters to make sure everything lines up. It should be somewhat self-correcting, but not totally. Also, check to make sure this audio bar is moving, so it's actually getting audio. And everything's going to be slightly delayed because of everything has to catch up with the Elgato. So we have that up, and we should be ready to record. We switch back to one of the ones with sponsors. I have a sponsors one up with the normal layout, and also one with just speakers. But we'll leave this one up. So I'm going to stop preview. Now when the speaker is eventually ready to actually talk, what you want to do is hit Start Stream. Make sure it's on sponsors. Got about 5 seconds on one of the sponsors scenes. And then you can switch to main view. And of course, make sure it's lined up with the speaker. And occasionally, you might want to check by bringing up my clock signal to make sure everything's still in sync. Not during the talk, but otherwise, I mean, between talks. But I've done it for like 5 hours and it hasn't drifted more like, I don't know, 250 milliseconds, so it's doing pretty well. But that's the recording, and essentially you can just switch between different scenes as you see fit. Generally, you want to leave it on this most of the time. I'm doing like a 720p for this. So we have that, and we can hit Stop Streaming. After everything's stopped, I have file names in here. You can copy and paste the appropriate file name, like let's say it was this one about Generation Y. Close that, rename the file. It should maintain the MP4 extension, but there you go. I can go back and collect it later. Now if you forget to rename it, that's not so bad because it doesn't overwrite files. It basically just keeps making new ones. Derbycon, then like Derbycon in parentheses 01, Derbycon in parentheses 02, and so forth if I remember correctly. So it's not going to override it, so that's okay. That's the basics of what you have to do. Now, if things get more complicated, I'm going to show you how to fix some problems. Hit Preview Stream. If you have to see this turn red, or any of the feeds turn red, it means it can't talk to the capture device. You probably want to call me, or if anything goes wrong, just call me. I'll also have a sheet that goes over a lot of this, and we'll cover it again just like an hour or so before the first talk, and hopefully the first few talks everybody's watching what I'm doing so I can show you. But we see the audio bars going, that's good. We want to make sure we get audio. Let's say we want to resize something. Well, these things don't automatically lock to 4x3 and 16:9. If a 4x3 image is shown in 16:9, everybody looks fat. And vice versa, if a 16:9 image is shown in 4x3, everybody looks skinny. Some people might actually like that. For our sake, we're not going to do that. But you see right here, I can move these up and down. I can go to Order. I can move that up so it's the top layer. I probably don't want that, so I want to Order, move it down. That's just simple right clicking. I can also make it invisible or visible, like I'm going to make the top thing visible and invisible, just unchecking and rechecking it. But let's say I wanted to resize this. I can click on Edit Scene, and I can click on the side and like, sorry, I got the wrong one. Sometimes it's hard to select the one you want, so you might want to select it by clicking on Sources. But let me say I want to get this one. Well, there I go, I have it. But you see how it automatically turned to like a 4:9? What I can do is I can hold down the Shift key and then click in the corner and drag it out to whatever size I need it to be. So there we go, got locked on there, and that's good. And that's how you can resize things if you absolutely need to. And I accidentally unmuted that, I didn't mean to. And you can of course switch between different panes by just going to scenes, clicking on the one you want, or just up and down arrows. And hopefully this capture worked better than the last one, because the last one kind of got screwy. But that's the core basics of how you are going to record videos at Derbycon, and also a few advanced things to fix problems. The big thing is just make sure that you do the preview to make sure everything comes up 16 by 9. 1024 by 768 at 60 hertz seems to be the sweet spot for my capture device for slides. See if you can set it to that, and make sure you leave the sponsors up there for like 5 seconds at the beginning of the talk. Whenever I stop preview, make sure that that's selected. That way it's the first thing that comes up when you start the stream later on. But that's pretty much it.